Alright, part 2 is to look at our shortest pathways. So if we go back to our map of the botanical garden, we will see our times listed there. All times are in minutes. So we want to start at A, we want to get down to I, and we want to find the quickest way possible to do that. So we could go a nice scenic route, B, D, F, G, H, and I. That seems okay, but that's not going to be quick. Let's just see if we can find a quick way to get there. So we could start at I, go down the shortest pathway here, which is 6 minutes, and then travel to H, and then travel to I. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 step process. So 4 steps seems to be the shortest way to get there. So I'm going to look for all the 4-step pathways that I can find. So let's just concentrate on those ones first. Oh, actually, let's highlight them on here. So the very first one was the one I just looked at, where I started at A, I went to E, I went to H, and then I ended up at I. There's one pathway. Okay, another pathway, of course, is to go around the top. I can go A, B, C, F, I. So that's a 5-step pathway. I wonder if there's a slightly quicker way than doing that one. So let's try having a shortcut. Rather than going around the top, I'm going to try and have a shortcut through the middle here. So I can go A, D, F, I. There's another 4-step pathway. Right, let's have a look and see if I can find another one. I can go A, D, G, I. Right, there's another one. Let's try a slightly shorter one up across the top here. I'm going to go A, B, F, I, and see about that pathway. Lastly, let's have a look at, hang on, just make sure I've got them all. I know there are 5 of them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So which one am I missing? Oh, this one. A, E, G, I. So there are my 5 pathways that only involve 4 steps. So let's have a little summary of those ones. So I can go from A to B to F to I. I can go A, D, G, I, A, D, F, I. I can go A, E, H, I, and I can go from, let's see, A, E, G, I. A, E, G, I. So there are my 5 pathways that just involve 4 steps. So I'm going to check out those ones first. And this looks a little bit like one of those branching trees that help us to solve it. I'm only focusing on 4 steps because if I take 5 steps or 6 steps or 7 steps, it's just common sense that taking a longer step is going to take me more time. So let's look at this journey here from B to F. If I go straight down this road from B to F, it should be quicker than going from B to C to F, taking a slightly longer pathway, unless there's some sort of magic thing that's going on in this immediate step. It's definitely going to be shorter than going A, B, D, G, F, I, taking a real detour. Always, common sense tells us the less stops we make, the quicker it's going to be. So let's have a look at some of those calculations. So if I go A, E, H, I, and I add up all those times along those pathways, 6, 20 and 15, that gives me a total of 41 minutes. Okay, so there's one way. Alright, let's try going ADGI. ADGI, again I look at my times, ADGI, 12, 14 and 10. So that's going to give me a total of 36 minutes. Okay, finally I can try AEGI. That's going to give me 31 minutes. I can try ADFI. That's going to give me 33 minutes. But the best one of all is this one, ABFI, for 30 minutes. Okay, so our shortest pathway is going to be this one, A, B to F to I. That one there is my shortest pathway, and that is 30 minutes. Okay, so if I just wrote that on a piece of paper, I'd get achieved. I've got my series of logical steps here, so that is enough for merit, and I might justify it with a statement. 4-step pathways seem logical to be the shortest, so start with these. Okay, and I might throw in a 5-step pathway just to prove my point. Let's go with ADCFI. Okay, so I've thrown in an extra step. I've just tried this one, ADCFI, and in fact, yes, it is longer. That's a 40-minute pathway. Okay, so I've got my correct answer achieved. I've got some sort of figuring out proof here for merit, and I've justified it a little bit more for my excellence grade. And that is shortest pathways.